So here we are again in the midst of yet another COVID surge, specifically the Omicron variant. It's coming just as our kids are home from school on recess, families are getting together to celebrate the holidays, and our community is full of events that by their nature are all about getting together in larger groups. It feels like we just can't catch a break. I appreciate how frustrating it is and how fatiguing this can be, but ignoring it won't solve anything. It is clear that this variant of the virus is spreading like wildfire. Our friends at the Emerging Pathogen Institute at the University of Florida believe that by January, it will be the dominant virus in Florida. That said, COVID cases are increasing here at an alarming rate, as are hospitalizations. In Miami-Dade, since early October, our weekly daily averages were under 300 COVID cases per day. This last week, they jumped to over 1,600 and are projected to only increase. Now, regarding hospitalizations, we just restarted reporting of daily numbers this week. As you can see, more people are getting sick enough each day that they need to be hospitalized. But here is what you also need to know. Over the last 4 days, 218 have been hospitalized in Miami-Dade. Of those, 157, or 72%, were unvaccinated. Now look at the number of hospitalized who received their booster. It's telling. Only 7. Yes, 7 who had their boosters needed to be hospitalized. 97% of those hospitalized locally in the last 4 days did not receive their boosters. To put it in perspective, probably thousands in our county every day are catching COVID. And then a much smaller number need to be hospitalized. And those who got their booster shots make up barely any of those hospitalized. So if you received your booster, it is very unlikely you will be among the unfortunate who must endure the worst effects of this virus. Getting the booster is the single best thing you can do. When you see this data with your own eyes, it begs the question, why are there people not getting their vaccines? Or even more inexplicable, their boosters? Especially since it is so easy. Our city maintains a vaccination and testing center on 17th Street across from City Hall. It is currently open 7 days per week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and we are going to be expanding its hours to accommodate recent increased demand and sponsor some sites as well throughout the city in the near future. Now, while the lines are long for testing, ironically, they are very short for vaccines. You can also get your vaccine or booster almost anywhere, including at county sites like Government Center downtown and 24-hour sites like Tropical Park. Go to the county site to see the list of places and make an appointment. You can also go online to Walgreens or CVS websites to schedule booster appointments, often with same-day availability right here in Miami Beach. I can't figure out how getting a vaccine became a political statement. Why so many, including so many in our own state, seem to be fighting harder against vaccines than actually for them. But we can't let it prevent us from protecting ourselves, our loved ones, and our community. Do everything you can to get people to take their booster. No matter what others say or do, you should do everything in your power to force the issue with those who can't seem to find their way. Show them the data points above. Tell them it's their responsibility as an American to do the right thing. You know, it's really amazing to me. People willingly accept their doctor's advice to get a colonoscopy, to have a bypass surgery, to get a mole removed, or a kidney transplanted. But when it comes to this vaccine, somehow their doctor's advice just isn't as reliable as the demagoguery of a politician or the uninformed rantings of a podcast host or TikTok influencer. Here is Dr. Eileen Marty, a physician, actually trained in infectious disease management. Let's hear what she has to say.
Omicron is the fastest spreading variant of the SARS-CoV-2 variant of the SARS-CoV-2 virus we've seen yet. It, in fact, is spreading at a 1.5 to 3 time doubling rate, which is ridiculously fast compared to, for example, Delta that spread at about a week and a half to 2 weeks in terms of doubling rate. Now, SARS-CoV-2 is a virus that has no evolutionary pressure to become less virulent. It has a plethora of hosts. More than 500 different species are perfectly good hosts. Therefore, there's no reason that that virus is going to become less virulent. So the illusion that Omicron is less virulent is simply that, an illusion. The unvaccinated it is just as deadly in the unvaccinated as other variants of SARS-CoV-2. The reason that Omicron seems less virulent is because the previously infected and the vaccinated are getting sick, but their illness is less because they have some level of immunity. And that is the secret to our success. That is why we need to get to over 90% of us being fully vaccinated and boosting, because that's the way that we get ahead of the virus.
We need to follow the science. Listen to your doctors. Please be smart. So, none of this should stop us from celebrating the holidays, our family and friends, in the community we love. But we need to be fully vaccinated to do so safely. So if you celebrate Christmas, have a great one. And thank you for your patience and your calm. Happy holidays, and go blue.